Hey everybody, Koumintang here again, and welcome to another episode of Cooking with Koumy. Today we are making chili. I figured with the cooler temperatures that most of us are getting now, it's time to start doing some winter style foods, and chili is one of them foods I just enjoy eating during the winter time. This recipe that I'm using is my mom's recipe. I mean, it's typically takes about 15 minutes to make. I tend to put mine in the crock pot just for a little longer, let it cook down just a little bit more. But, I mean, this is one of them recipes you can just do on the stovetop if you really want, and it's a really good recipe. Alright, so what we've got is we've got 2 pounds of ground beef, one medium onion, tomato sauce. This is a 29-ounce can. And then 15 ounces of diced tomatoes, a small can of chilies, which I get the Rotel diced tomatoes with the chilies in it, and just add that in there. Your chili powder, and of course your chili beans. And then this is for when we plate it up. We got corn chips and shredded mozzarella cheese. Alright, we're going to start off by browning the ground beef and chopping up the onion. We're going to dice the onion up, and then we'll add everything in. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to take the whole onion, we're going to chop it, or dice it up, and we're just going to chop the ends off. But we're just going to dice the onion up. Just into little squares, and then we'll add that in after we get everything else going. now that we got the onion cut up, what we're going to do is we're going to get our ground beef, and we're just going to go ahead and brown all of that. It will come out of the package. And we are going to put our onion in there with it. The recipe originally calls for just 1.5 pounds, but I prefer a little bit more beans to meat in my chili, so I always add just a little bit extra of the ground beef. The reason that we are putting the onions in here with the ground beef is because I want them to soften up before they go into the chili. Okay, as this is cooking, what you're going to do, go ahead and add some of your chili powder. This is what I like to do, add some of the chili powder to the meat to get the flavor in there. And this is basically, you're just going to season to taste with your chili powder. But, yeah, just put it in there and just mix it up a little bit. That way, some of that chili powder taste gets into the meat while it's cooking. And then, as you're cooking the hamburger, just go ahead and start breaking it up. That way you ain't got huge chunks of meat in there. Alright, so this is done browning. We'll get to putting all the ingredients together and actually getting the chili made. Okay, as soon as you're done browning your hamburger, go ahead and shut your heat off. And what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and drain all the grease and stuff out of this because you don't want that going into your chili. Just want to make sure you get as much of that grease out as possible. And then you're going to go ahead and just start adding everything in. So you're going to add that. You got your tomato sauce. Chilies, your diced tomatoes, and then you got your beans. You're going to take your beans and you're going to go ahead and drain those, add those to it, and then you're going to let this cook on high for about 15 minutes. This is also something you can cook all day. You can just throw it in there in the mornings, get everything ready, throw it in the morning, put it on low in your crock pot, and you can let that go the whole night, or the whole day, or all night, depending on when you want it done. So, we'll get these beans drained and added in. But we're just going to drain some of the juice out of these. You don't have to drain them all, or drain it all the way. Ooh, I lost them. That would have been bad. But you don't need quite all the juice in there. Just go ahead and add the beans in there. Again, with the beans, you can add in, I need that piece. The beans you can add in however much you want. We actually prefer a little less beans compared to some of the chilies you see out there. So what we're going to do is we're only going to add 3 cans of the beans. Plus my crock pot's getting just a little bit full. And that just filled it up. So what you're going to do is you're just going to stir this up, and then just like I said, let it cook for 15, 20, 30 minutes, just till it's hot, and it'll be ready to serve. Okay, one thing I did forget, we got to add the chili powder still. So I mean, this has only been cooking for a few minutes since I did the cut, but you know. But this is one of the things, you just season it to taste. I know roughly how much I use, so. But you just get that in there and you stir that up in there too. Like I said, just let this finish cooking for a little bit, just to get it nice and hot, and it'll be ready to serve. Okay, now that the chili has finished cooking, we're going to go ahead and get this plated up for you. What we're just going to do is just layer the bowl with a little bit of corn chips down in the bottom. And here is what our chili looks like now. Now this isn't the real spicy chili. I mean, there is some spiciness to it, but it's not like 5-alarm chili or anything. But and then we will just top this off. Maybe. Apparently they glued this bag all the way at the bottom. But then we'll just top this off with some mozzarella cheese. Now you can use mozzarella or cheddar or whatever you want, but we prefer mozzarella. And there you have it. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop me a like on it if you did. Put any comments you have down in the comment section below. Again, I will have the recipe and my links to my Instagram, or my Facebook, and my Twitter account down in the comment section, or description as well. So, until next time, we'll see you in the kitchen.